Well, today we're driving the Pacific Coast Highway. Unfortunately, 7 miles of it at pretty much the dead center is completely closed off due to a landslide that happened a few years ago. They're still working on it. There's construction kind of as you're going, surveyors, but the main part that they're working on is just past me right here. They have a turnaround, so you can just keep driving, turn around, and then go back the way that you came. So we've gone as far north as we can on this stretch. We're going to go back down south and then head inland to loop around the mountains and then make our way up to Monterey, Carmel, and then do the rest that we weren't able to reach coming from the north to the south. Unfortunately, we're going to have to backtrack, but it is what it is. The views are absolutely epic, and it is whale season of the whales coming back north, so who knows, maybe we'll see a whale, maybe not. I'm not going to guarantee it, but crossed our fingers.
As we cruise north along California's iconic Pacific Coast Highway, also known as Highway 1, the ocean isn't just a scenic backdrop, it's a living highway itself, especially this time of year. It's whale season, and if you're lucky, you can spot the impressive gray whales. In April, we're catching the tail end of their massive annual migration. These incredible creatures travel thousands of miles from their breeding lagoons in Mexico up to their feeding grounds in Alaska, often passing surprisingly close to the California coast, making this a prime viewing spot. Now, speaking of highways that move, Highway 1 itself is a marvel and sometimes a bit of a headache for California. This engineering feat, largely completed by the 1930s, stitches together some of the most rugged and beautiful coastline in the world. It's a road born out of sheer determination, probably fueled by copious amounts of coffee and a stubborn refusal to let a few hundred feet of sheer cliff get in the way. But keeping this masterpiece open is, shall we say, an ongoing financial commitment. We've reached what's essentially the halfway point because, as you can see, the road is completely closed due to a significant landslide. This particular one, the Paul Slide, occurred in January 2023, completely severing the highway. It's just the latest in a long history of geological headaches. These slides aren't just an inconvenience for travelers like us, it can be devastating for local communities, isolating residents, impacting businesses, and sometimes, tragically, even threatening homes and lives. While thankfully no one was seriously injured or killed in this particular slide, it still represents a massive disruption. So, is it worth it for California to continually pour money into this perpetually crumbling masterpiece? Annual maintenance costs for Highway 1 are often in the tens of millions, and major repairs after large slides can easily soar into the hundreds of millions of dollars. For perspective, the massive Mud Creek slide in 2017 cost around $54 million to repair. Yet Highway 1 isn't just a road, it's a global tourism draw, a symbol of California and a lifeline for the communities it connects. It's a constant battle between geology and our desire for that unparalleled coastal view. California seems to agree it's worth the investment for now, because let's face it, nothing quite beats this drive.
Okay, so now we're gonna make our way back south. We're gonna hit up some sites along the way, and then we're gonna have to go inland and all the way around. Let's see what we can see. Well, I was just flying the drone and I had a bit of an accident. Drone's totally fine, but I am not. So I was flying in the Big Sur area here, just epic views everywhere we're looking. And I did what I usually do. I'll land the drone over by me and then I'll catch it in midair, just flip it. Everything's totally fine. But then there's like a little gust of wind and the drone like flew at me and it sliced my thumb open. The blades just like went crazy. So it bounced off my thumb and then hit me in the face. It nicked my nose. So luckily I was wearing my sunglasses, because if I would have taken a blade to the eye, I don't know what would have happened. But yeah, it took me out pretty badly. I'm not going to show what it looked like, but it was bleeding quite a bit. So drones, they can be pretty vicious. We just got to Dollar Beach. The fee is $10 if you want to park in the parking lot, but we just parked right outside of the parking lot, so we don't have to pay the fee. There's plenty of parking just that goes along the side of the road, right outside the gate, so not a problem at all. What's special about Dollar Beach is you can actually find jade right here on the beach. Now the jade that's here is more of a darker green and it cannot be scratched easily. So a diamond can scratch it, but it's not going to be scratched easily by any other things. So if you use like a piece of metal, you can scratch at it, and if it's not scratching it, you most likely have jade on your hands. I just don't recommend using a car key. Well, I did see a lot of green rocks. I've got some in my pocket, but I think it would have been better if I Googled what jade looks like. Whatever. It's a lot of green rocks down there, so you could be easily mistaken, I'm sure.
So I got the pleasure of driving back down the coast, and Derek wants to be able to see better views and be able to film the way he wants, but he doesn't realize that I hug to the right when I drive normally. I'm trying really hard to stay on the line. I've always gone to the right, and in this situation it's just a drop-off cliff, so I think that I did really good. I'm proud, and I'm proud of you for not freaking out and screaming.
A few days ago, we did the southern half of the Pacific Coast Highway, and unfortunately it was closed about halfway through, so we had to backtrack, and we ended up doing some other things. We went up to Pinnacles National Park, just hung out in that area for a few days, and then went up to Monterey, and we've been hanging out there for another few days. So now we're driving from the northernmost part of the Pacific Coast Highway, and we're going south down to Big Sur. We made it to our first stop. We're here on Pfeiffer Beach. It is absolutely gorgeous. And even parts of the beach have a purple tint to it because of the minerals that are inside of the sand.
This is like the most beautiful beach in the world. It's not because it's purple. It's flowers, the vegetation on the rock, the waves, so beautiful. And then there's this like haunting, beautiful, foggy mist rolling over the high top trees. It's so pretty.
Of course, we chose the worst day to go and explore this highway because it is springtime, second week in April, and it's a Sunday, and the entire highway is just packed with people. All the pullouts are just, there's cars everywhere. All the state parks, all the parking lots are completely packed. You can see it as you're driving by. So the first place that we decided to go was Pfeiffer Beach. So we're basically just driving as far as we can to the end. We went to Pfeiffer Beach. Now we're just gonna hang out in the parking lot just for a few hours until the crowds really start to die down for the late afternoon. Okay, we're leaving Pfeiffer Beach. It is packed. Both of the parking lots are completely full, and it's like 4 o'clock right now. We just hung out there for the last couple hours, just sat around. We just wanted to kill some time just so maybe these people will start making their way back home, because it is a Sunday, so maybe that's a part of it. But we're driving up the road right now that you drive down and out. It's not a good road at all. It's very bumpy. It's very narrow. A lot of people have to like pull off to the side. There's a lot of camper vans like us that are coming down here. But it says that no RVs are allowed. So we skimmed by. The guy didn't say anything to us at the stand about it. But just keep in mind that you need to be very cautious coming down this road. And people are just like coming around the corner. You just don't know what you're going to do. But there's a few pull-offs here and there at those points that get like extra tight.
Well guys, we made it. We are in a cloud. 5 stars. Look at this. So cool.
We just got over to McWay Falls. In order to get into it, you'd have to get into the state park, which comes with a fee. But what we did, we passed the entrance to the state park and we just parked alongside the road, walked up the road, and you can easily just see the falls right here from the shore.
This place is really beautiful. If you're hungry, just leave hungry because it's expensive. We got an appetizer because that's usually what we do. If it's too expensive, we'll just get an appetizer. But the appetizer itself was
$21.
it was 22, but which is not that much money. But it was like
garlic and cheese.
It was a dollop of goat cheese and roasted garlic. It was yummy. That's fine. But every main meal was like from $70 to $85.
Yeah, nothing below 70.
Nothing
Started
below
at 71.
Yeah.
Beers, $13.50.
Cocktails, $20.50. But the view, it's so beautiful.
The views are incredible.
We were trying to justify the price of the food and the views. And I was like, well, I've seen some spectacular views on a Florida beach and had some like $10 coconut shrimp. That filled me up. But you know, it's all what you want to do. One thing you should know though about this view is that there's fog that rolls through this area quite often. So there's a chance that you won't get the view at all, which is kind of happening right now. Half of it is covered in fog, which I like. It looks pretty ominous. It looks cool. But for the people that are sitting on the end to watch the view while they eat dinner, they're not seeing any view. It's just white. So keep that in mind.
I think it's pretty cool because I've never been above the clouds, and it goes
At a restaurant,
out
yeah.
forever. Like there's
pretty
no, there's no ocean beyond. There's no cutoff. It's just clouds, so the eye can see.
You
I've
can
never
come
seen
here
this
and
before.
just get drinks and sit at the bar, or you can just come here and walk around. They don't care.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Well, when you come here, you can park over by the road, but you're gonna have a lot of flights of stairs going up. It's much easier going down, but it's totally worth it.